I want to be a
Positive influence.
positive influence on this country.
I just honestly feel like the vast majority of black people don't know enough about white people.
Correct.
The vast majority of white people don't know enough about black people.
Domestic.
And now they live in the sphere of each other.
As a father, I would like my children to know that they can come to me with anything, because I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to listen, and then we're going to fix it.
Not everybody who is a grant recipient is incapable of working, learning a skill, or being educated.
For all of the innocent, law-abiding, good citizens who just want to live a good life, that wake up every day and go to work and work hard for their families, I like those people.
There are those that are in the fight to save this nation. You might not know about them, but they're there, and I think they're going to win. So, don't be fooled by what you see on social media and in the media and all the shit that people talk. That's not the real situation.
I believe we are a very violent society. Our propensity for violence here since apartheid, very, very high. And you cannot manage a violent society with liberal ideals.
I've spent the last 3 days thinking a lot about DJ WARRAS, Warwick Stock, my friend.
Many years ago, I came across a young man who I hired at YFM, who went on to become a rock star, and a person who was profoundly aware of the need to bring crime under control. If we are at one point to get a leader who is able to understand that this is the single issue that can pull this entire country together, then we are going to be able to claim our country back from the criminals who run rampant in society.
As a person, he was the most dutiful, diligent, happy, friendly, loving guy. And not just to his children and his family. There was never a problem that I could take to WARRAS that was too big, that he would say no to. He would solve any problem. And I think that was probably what he was trying to do on the day that he was killed.
This youngster, Warwick Stock, who I hired when he was just 22 years old, grew beyond my expectations. And in my mind was poised to become the next Nayib Bukele of the world, right here in our country.
People like WARRAS, and there are very few people like him, have helped to push the national dialogue in a positive direction, because they are brave enough to say the things that many people are afraid to say. He was always forthright, courageous, and unstoppable. I mean, the guy, he just had an energy about him that was infectious. Anyone around him would be smiling and laughing. Never did I see anyone upset with him. And I'm sure that there were people who didn't like him. They're the same kind of people who don't like anybody, really. And I do want to say for those people, and there's been such an outpouring of real sadness and grief and loss from people who might have known him personally, but also perhaps didn't, and felt that they knew him because he had such a powerful voice.
He was taken from us in an act of rampant criminality. I have no words for my anger.
A light has gone out in South Africa. The rest of us will have to keep doing the heavy lifting that he was doing. And I would be honored to do something in his legacy, as a part of his legacy. But there are many more of us who need to start making our contribution. And if you feel like you need to get in on things now, I would say follow that instinct. I would say don't be afraid. He was never afraid. He was resourceful, and he could take on just about any battle. I'm so sorry he lost this one. But his contribution is hugely meaningful.
Warwick, your death will not go unavenged. There are people throughout this country who have a sense of outrage around what was done to you, and we will not rest until such time as we are able to reclaim this country.
When they write the story of broadcasting and entertainment, when they write the story about South Africa, and especially those brave voices who have stood up to power and stood up to corruption and stood up to evil, because that's what it is. He will be listed, he will be mentioned in dispatches as a part of that war. And I think that we will all miss him terribly. I certainly will. And WARRAS, we love you, dude.